Welcome back to this historic ABC News presidential debate.
Vice President Harris says that women shouldn't trust you on the issue of abortion because you've changed your position so many times.
You want to talk about abortion? That's because they want to kill the babies right in the womb, right in the operating table. They bring them out of the mother. They got the baby there on the table. Sometimes they take the baby in the other room, play football with the baby. That's what they're doing. They're playing football with the babies. Then they bring them back in. Sometimes they put them in the microwave. I seen it on YouTube. I seen it all on YouTube. You can go right on there and watch a video. They put the baby in the microwave, sometimes for a few minutes, sometimes just for a few seconds. They come out, they bring the baby out, then they start chopping it with the ginsus. They're chopping the baby with the ginsus, playing with the baby with the football, throwing it back and forth, chopping it with the ginsus. Sometimes they cook it with some parsley or something. It's sick. It's absolutely sick.
Mr. President, you recently said of Vice President Harris, quote, "I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black." Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
Well, I just think it's very interesting that for the longest time she was a white male, and everybody knew she was a white male. Then all of a sudden she starts running for president, and now she's a black woman all of a sudden out of nowhere. And I just think it's very interesting. Everybody knows the advantage a black woman has, a short black woman. All of a sudden she turns into a short black woman just when the advantage would be the best for her. It's exactly like Michael Jackson, this woman in reverse. She's just like Michael Jackson. She goes from a white man to a black woman all of a sudden.
And I want to talk about the peaceful transfer of power, which, of course, we all know is a cornerstone of our democracy, and the role of a president in a moment of crisis. Mr. President, on January 6th, you told your supporters to march to the Capitol. You said you would be right there with them. Is there anything you regret about what you did on that day?
I had nothing to do with it. My one regret, that I didn't stop Nancy Pelosi, because she came to me. She said, "Mr. President, we love you. Everybody loves you. And we're ready to stop this. We're ready to go in and attack our own Capitol," is what they told me. The Capitol of the United States of America. She said, "Chuck Schumer's here. He's got a ball bat. He wants to take the Lady Liberty." This is how sick these people are. He wants to take a ball bat to Lady Liberty, and then they got their Antifa out there with MAGA caps on. Those weren't our people. It was all fake news. They had the MAGA caps and Antifa, and Nancy Pelosi says, "We're going to attack the Capitol, Mr. President." I tried to stop her. But as you know, the deep state guy with the Secret Service, I said, "Let's go to the Capitol. I'll take care of Nancy Pelosi." But no, he drove me back to the White House, kept me in prison there for 2 hours. Wouldn't let me talk to anybody.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I got to tell you about the immigrants. They are eating dogs. They're eating dogs. They're eating cats. Sometimes they're eating little birds. They go right into the house. They go in there and they get fuzzy head or yellow or whatever the little bird's name is. And they don't just eat the bird like Ozzy Osbourne did. They don't just pop the head off. They actually spread the little bird out. They open up the little bird's wings, and then the little bird is screaming, and they're entering. They're like trying to tear open its insides, eating sometimes the bird alive. While the innocent victim, the family of the bird, stands there, the tears coming down their face. That's what these immigrants are doing. I seen it on YouTube. I saw the whole thing on YouTube, and you can too.
President Trump, with regard to the environment, you say that we have to have clean air and clean water. What would you do to fight climate change?
Well, the first thing I do, I get rid of all these windmills, because the birds are hitting the windmills, and the birds fall to the ground, and then the immigrants are eating the birds. They're eating the birds by the millions. And it's causing us a huge bird mayhem, because the wings catch the sunshine, and that keeps it nice and cool down here. But now all the birds are dead because the immigrants are eating all the birds. And so that's what the first thing I would do is take care of the windmills.
What he has
President
said
Trump, this is
multiple
now
times.
your third time running for president. You have long vowed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. You have failed to accomplish that. You now say you're going to keep Obamacare, quote, unless we can do something much better. Correct. Last month, you said, quote, we're working on it. So tonight, 9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
Of course, I'll tell you what my health care plan is. The first thing we do is we get rid of the immigrants because, like I said before, the immigrants are eating the birds and they're getting sick and they're ending up in the ER and clogging all the hospital rooms, sometimes projectile vomiting. So you got projectile vomiting immigrants vomiting pieces of dead birds, and you know the bird flu is out there. You know it's out there, and they're vomiting pieces of bird, clogging up the ER, running up the hospital bills. So that's my health care program right there. We'll clean it all up. No more immigrants, no more dead birds, no more hospital bills.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan.
It's fucking anarchy! I do want to mention that we're clothing optional and gay friendly.